Join us, MrTruck.com, for truck reviews, trailer reviews, and accessory reviews. Here's the Toyota show in the Texas State Fair of Texas. And I've got Andy here. She's a product specialist. I'm just trying to find out a few more details about the TRD Pro because it is so awesome, so different than what we've seen before. So, how you doing, Andy?
Great, thank you. We have a commitment here at Toyota to make reliable, dependable vehicles, right? But we also want to be able to take these vehicles on adventures with us, hence the TRD Pro series, which is the top of the line for our Tundra.
Well, it's Kent from MrTruck.com here at the State Fair of Texas. It's usually a big place for the media event they have the day before the fair starts. And Toyota, of course, Toyota got the new Tundra. I found this truck in that Ford booth at the Texas State Fair of Texas. Don't know exactly what it is. The board said it's actual reproduction of a truck used in some kind of a video game. I did film what the name of it was, and it disappeared, so it must be a ghost truck. But anyway, it looked pretty cool. It had a fake engine in the back with rocket boosters and all kinds of things. It looks pretty awesome. But, you know, it's one of those far out vehicles that'll never be a production vehicle. This was just made for promoting that video game. And you can probably ask Ford what the name of the game is, or you guys who play these video games know all about it, because I don't. But it looked pretty cool, so I did video it, and there's nobody there to talk to, so this is all you get for info. What in picking cotton is this thing? It's just a prototype?
One of a kind. They will never, from what I understand, Ford has no intentions of ever making this.
Well, yeah, it's got a fake engine in the back. They can't make it.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell?
It's all
spaceship thing or whatever. With Mr. Truck at the Texas State Fair, and the big deal here today is the Toyota Tundra. And I'm going to interview some hot shots that know all about it from Toyota Motor. And you are Brandon Olszewski. I was close. The big intro, well, you did Sunday Night Football, I guess. I missed that, but this is the 1794 or 84?
1794.
So this, the Platinum is one above it, or the Platinum and Limited below that?
Platinum and 1794 are kind of on the same, you know, they operate in the same area of the portfolio.
So this kind of is the top of the line, is 1794, yep, which is based on that ranch where you built the San Antonio
That's correct.
plant.
Yep.
Which is the Tacoma built there too, or just the Tundra?
Currently, that plant is building both Tacomas and Tundras.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So this is, you know, you guys really broke some news here on Saturday Night Football, or not Sunday Night Football, about a twin turbo 3.5 V6, kind of like a Ford, and a 10-speed, kind of like a Ford, and then air ride on the back, kind of like a Ram. And what did you copy from Chevy? Because this is good. We need to copy each other, have better vehicles that way. So I appreciate it. But anyway, did you copy anything from Chevy?
Maybe not directly, but
okay,
probably
not
indirectly.
even the mirrors. Okay.
We got some good, strong competitors in this segment.
Well, yes, it is. It's the most competitive area on the planet.
Yeah.
So you're doing good to jump in on it, and I'm so glad to see you update it, because everything you've updated, as far as I can tell, is exactly what I wanted you to do. I mean, I wanted a 10-speed. I wanted more power. I wanted, you know, more towing, all the things you've done. So I think max towing is 12,000 pounds?
Yep, up to 12,000.
And then was it a hybrid 11.4?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range, 11,400, which is really good. I mean, I believe in hybrids. I don't like the electric idea because, you know, what are you going to do when you run out of juice?
Sure.
You can't charge yourself. And, you know, I've got a whole different philosophy because I love hybrids. But this is so cool that you offer hybrid in the top end, but you can't get it on the TRD Pro.
So TRD Pro is offered exclusively with the iForce Max hybrid powertrain.
Okay, but I mean suspension-wise.
Oh, the air suspension?
Yeah.
So yes, the air suspension is not available on the TRD Pro, and that's because TRD Pro is really maximized for off-road driving.
Yes.
And so to get the best performance out of those Fox shocks, it's not available with that air suspension as well.
Well, I think that's a good point, because I asked that question to Ram when they came out with it, because I like that. And they told me that, yeah, they put it on the, whatever that's called, that Rebel. And I said, well, that's great. There's a lot of reasons I like an air, especially with trailers and all that. I really am a big fan. But I said, I know the off-road trucks, you don't see air suspensions on them. I don't think you can rebound quick enough or air it up quick enough to actually catch the when you land. So I'm glad you did that, because that's a big deal. I think if you're really going to go off-road, I mean, you know, TRX doesn't have air, does it? I don't think it does.
It does not. I don't believe so.
And I know the Raptor doesn't have rear air. They're going to a coil spring suspension too. So it's all catching on. And that's another thing about suspensions. When Ram came out with their coil, I mean, it was great for riding, but it was a single rate coil.
Yep.
And I told them this isn't going to work with a load, and so they had much lower load. The next year they couldn't help themselves. They went up because they went progressive spring. And you guys start the progressive spring, which is good. You should always be a little bit better than what else is out there, and that's awesome. So the payload is like 1900 on the stripped down model, somewhere in that range. 1940.
Yep.
Then if you get one loaded like this, it's probably what, 12 or 11 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'll have to get the exact numbers on you, but over 12.
And see, that's what happens is when you load them up, no matter what the options are, it takes away from payload.
Yep.
Is there any fuel mileage numbers on this?
Not yet. Nothing has been approved yet.
It should be over 20, right? The hybrid, you got to be over 20.
As soon as we have numbers approved, we'll be
And
back
that was the
with
problem with the 5.7 and that 6-speed is it wasn't good on fuel.
Yep.
And part of the reason was that. I mean, I went to the original launch out in Arizona or someplace, 2007, I think it was. And they came out with that 430 rear end. They go, well, great, that's going to tow like crazy. And it did, but you know, but it was not good on fuel mileage. And so what axle ratio are these? Is there just one for all of them, or is there different ratio options? Axle ratio.
Joseph, do you happen to know the axle ratios? Yeah, we can get those.
Because I hope they're not 430, but they're not. They can't be. Nobody would keep that 430. And the only other truck that has the 430 is a Ford 450. So you're not trying to be a Ford 450.
I don't think so. That's not our
no,
target.
that's. Well, I appreciate that. That's a good thing, because that was the other thing. So now your fuel mileage has got to go up, and that'll be competitive. So we're going to find out the axle ratio numbers. Now, is there also, the old Tundra had great towing mirrors. Is there still towing mirror option on these trucks?
Yep, we'll have towing mirrors optional.
That's still a two-arm with the
There'll be power extending as well
mirror.
as power folding.
Oh, really?
Yep, and they also now incorporated the blind spot monitor as well. So
well, that's good.
Great
That's
new
good.
addition to the line.
And I see this has a front camera.
This one does.
That's so cool. I was just in a Jeep 4XE the other day. Didn't have a front camera. I couldn't believe it. That's a Rubicon.
Yeah.
But I love front cameras. That's a big deal for parking these big trucks too. Well, that's so cool. I mean, I'm a fan of the chrome. I like the look. I mean, the grill is a little big, but so was Chevy, and they got, you know, yelled at for that. Maybe that's what you copied from Chevy, is that big, tall grill. But no, that's just so cool. So hopefully we'll figure out what the towing packages are and all of that. So that high of a payload on, you know, a more base model, you should, that was probably where you have to go to get the 12,000. Is that also a two-wheel drive?
The two-wheel drive, yes. Yeah,
Okay,
for that 12,000.
that's what everybody does. The biggest number comes from the base two-wheel
Exactly
drive.
right.
Okie dokie. And I really like the fact that you kept that sliding window on the back. And I'm really a big fan of going to the 6.5-foot bed.
Yeah.
Because that kind of, you know, everybody's got at least a 6.5
That's exactly right.
on a crew cab, and that's good. It's Crew Max. That's so awesome. I think we'll go around and look at all these different trucks.
Yeah.
But is there anything, well, you'll tell me when we do the walk around.
I will
I think
tell
I've
you.
covered all the questions I have. Oh yes, one thing I was going to ask you too, on that bed. I'm glad you went to composite. I think that makes sense, but you got to rough it up. You got to do something because, you know, the, what is the Carbon Pro that General Motors using? You put something in the back and it's like ping pong.
exactly
It goes everywhere in that truck. You got to tie it down and have somebody sit on it.
Yep.
So, I mean, I know you're talking about a rubber mat, talking about roughing it up, but a bed liner option, just spraying it on, make it rough, whatever it is.
Well,
I
you're
think
in luck.
Would be.
Because we will have a spray and bed liner
good.
option
On
for
top of the
truck.
composite. I
That's
love that.
exactly right.
Yeah.
For exactly the reason you just mentioned.
Exactly.
We will have a bed mat available. We'll also have a spray and liner available to improve the grip of that bed. So
Yes, that's a big deal because 6.5 feet, you can get some speed up before it hits the
Some people like the
bulkhead.
slide, some people don't. So we'll have options for both.
I know that Carbon Pro, I put a couple batteries in there. I didn't know where in the world they went. They were just bing bouncing all over the place.
Exactly right.
I mean, you can't stand up in it. An old man like me would hurt himself
right,
in one of
that's
those.
right.
That's good to know. And on the air ride, I saw 3 adjustments. It is also self-adjusting
manual
with the
adjustment
load.
as well. Yep.
So it may be squatting, it comes back up to level. Or your version of level?
Yeah, our version of that's right.
Got it all figured out, but I think it's a good looking truck, and you got a kick out of the aerodynamics, the little air tabs. You see those on semis on the back trail of a van
right.
or a reefer. So that is so cool. And I remember when I used to do cars, which I don't do anymore, But I mean, all the Toyota cars I've seen all have air tabs on them. So this is like the last thing to get an air tab?
Well, we're learning, right? It's
Yeah.
true Toyota fashion. We're always looking to improve in aerodynamics, especially when you think about the fuel economy and how we're trying to improve in that truck.
Sure.
Those little details matter
Oh, yeah.
for aerodynamics.
Is there ever going to be a diesel option? I mean, the diesels and the other guys are kind of, Ford dropped theirs. I mean, you can see that with hybrids, it's no longer the big thing. We waited forever for that.
Yeah.
Got it, and then now it's kind of going to go away.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
right now we're focused on the 2 powertrain options that we announced.
Yeah.
The good news about this platform, and Chief Engineer Mike Swirls has talked a lot about it, is it was designed in a way that is able to incorporate future powertrains very easily. But for now, these are the 2 options.
Well, that's good. That's good. So it probably locks up in all the gears but first, and torque converter. And I've been around a lot of hybrids. So now is yours on your hybrid model? Is the motor attached to the torque converter, or is it just replaces the torque converter? 100% torque. You cannot get away from
Right.
that. That's wonderful. That's why all the space buggies did all that. They had an electric
Yep.
motor on each wheel. So that was pretty cool. Well, let's do that. Let's walk around and look at them. You can tell me all about them.
All right, you want to do exterior first?
Yeah.
Don't go away, Mr. Truck.tv. We'll be right back.
So Brandon, it's going to be your show. You're going to take it away and tell me all about the new Tundra, the 2022s, right?
That's right, 2022 Toyota Tundra. So what we're looking at here is the 1794 edition. We'll start here in the front. This vehicle is equipped with our TRD off-road package. Right, so all Tundras, you'll see a much more prominent grille, much larger grille, give a much more aggressive and commanding stance on the road. But this vehicle gets a unique TRD grille that'll come standard with all vehicles equipped with that TRD off-road package.
Oh, so the off-road package is available on all of them?
So it's available on SR5 grade and up,
Oh, cool.
excluding Platinum.
Okay.
So you'll be able to get it on SR5 grades, limited grades, as well as 1794. And
But
all
you-
of them will get this same grille design.
Yeah, it's quite a grill, but that's if you go with the TRD Pro, then that's the TRD Pro, and that's about
correct.
it.
So each grade gets a little bit of a unique designed grille. So it'll
Yeah.
have a unique finish, it'll have a unique design to it. So each grade will be slightly different to match the overall design of
That's
the
what I
vehicle.
heard. The grill kind of leads the way, so you know what it is and all the packages that are on it.
That's
That's
exactly
cool.
right.
Okay, what else is awesome on this truck?
So if we come around, so we also noticed brand new headlight design, right? Very well integrated here into both the grille as well as the quarter panel. These are the high grade LEDs with or auto leveling feature as well. So you'll be able to
that's
optimize the
cool.
stream
That's
based
better
on
than that little
the
toggle
angle
thing
of
you
the
used to
vehicle.
have,
That's
where
exactly
you would
right.
run the wheel to level that out.
We'll take that off. You can focus on driving now. We'll take that off of your hands.
Oh, that's awesome. Self-leveling lights. What do they think of next? That's awesome. You got the TRD wheels on it?
So
I
these
guess-
will come equipped. These are 20-inch TRD wheels
Yeah.
that'll be standard or come with a part of the TRD package on both the 1794 and the limited grades. You'll see those paired with the Falcon Wild Peak tires as
Yeah, Falcon's
well.
getting really popular now. Used to be just saw them on drifting cars.
I think I just saw them over in the Ram booth as well.
Yeah, now they're everywhere. I got
You
friends
also,
that buy these.
you also really start to pick up on, in the side view, especially some of the body lines, right? And our design team up in Ann Arbor really focused on bringing a much more aggressive look to the all-new Toyota Tundra. And they utilize this term called technical muscle. And you see they were really focused on bringing that through the entire vehicle, but it really comes through in these body lines that are intentionally not straight to give it a more aggressive look.
Yeah, those fender flares, they are. That's that macho thing when you flare out your wheels.
Exactly right.
And these
So
look good.
the more premium grades, such as the 1794, we've moved the badging to be much more seamless and integrated down here in the door panel. So see that on 1794, Platinum, the premium grades will get that. This vehicle is equipped with optional running boards as well, for those of us in Texas who need a little help getting into our trucks every now and again.
Well, you'd think on this truck that'd be a chrome running board. What's up with that?
So there will be chrome. There will be chrome available as well. This truck just happens to have the non-chrome version.
That's my favorite color. That's a good looking truck. So this is this a hybrid?
Yeah. So this vehicle is equipped with our iForce Max hybrid powertrain. That's the 437 horsepower and 583 feet-pound of torque. So that powertrain will be available on limited and above. So limited
Okay.
rated and above, you'll be able to get with that iForce Max powertrain.
And power folding and power, these are not power towing mirrors, but these are power folding mirrors.
That's correct. Power
And then
folding mirrors.
Do you have any of the towing mirrors here?
We do not have any of the towing mirrors here at this show. Hopefully we'll have some on display at the October event.
Oh, cool. You know this is Texas, right? They have a lot of trailers in Texas?
I know very well about the
I'm
trucks
sure
here in
they
Texas.
told you about that,
yes, Yes, we will have a solution for our Texas truck customers, I can assure you.
Are the brakes any bigger on this now since you tow more?
The brakes, I would say, they're not noticeably bigger than current gen. Not a demonstrable size difference between the two.
Okay. And you got the kind of, well, the corner caps are the same color as the truck.
That's correct. So you'll notice overall, less chrome than maybe in the current gen Tundra. Much more integration of color keyed and other accent colors to really accentuate other than just chrome. You'll still see some chrome elements throughout.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of chrome, but no, everybody wants monochromatic, same color. And
Exactly right.
touches of chrome are great. I think that gets accepted fairly easily.
This is the new tail light design as well. So these are LED sequential turn signals.
Yeah, they flash,
in the
1, 2,
rear.
3. That's
They
awesome.
do,
It's like
yep.
the old Cougars and all.
And another interesting point on the hybrid versions, there's actually a startup sequence. So on startup, these lights will flicker in conjunction with the motor
cool.
as it revs up. So nice design
cool.
element. There you'll get a view of the composite bed that'll be
Yeah.
standard on all Tundra grades.
Well, that's good. That's good. They don't have to buy bed liner, but yeah, you do want to spray it. That's for sure.
Yep, and then also on all Tundra models, or CrewMax models, I should say, you'll have the tie down, the deck rail system.
Oh yeah,
will
that's
be
good. I love your
standard as
deck rail.
well.
Cargo management's a big deal.
Yep.
What's the shark fin on top? Is that for antenna? Or what
That's
is
the
that?
antenna. So that's the new
Okay.
antenna. And this vehicle is locked, but this is a
Oh,
new
yeah.
bump switch. So as
There's
you're,
that bump
you're
switch.
walking up to your tailgate, you've got something in your hand, you can either push or nudge that bump, which will release the tailgate.
That's good. Is that
nice
corner
feature.
step on all of them, or just is that an option? Or the corner
So there will
step
be,
you
there's
come
two
out
different
with?
corner step options. One is a manual deck step, which you can push
Oh.
down with your foot.
Yeah.
And then we also have a power step available, which is available in conjunction with power running boards as well.
Well, that's awesome. Now up on top too, I noticed you guys almost have a wing up there. If I can see that. 'Cause that's for aerodynamics?
Aerodynamics, that's correct.
Wow, that's a big cargo light.
So there's a new cargo bed light, and then in the middle there, you'll notice a couple new cameras. So one of those is a bed cam, which allows you to see into the bed. If you want to keep an eye on your cargo.
Yeah.
And then the other is one of the available 6 different cameras that enables some of the new off-road and towing technologies. So it gives you enhanced camera views around the vehicle.
Cool. Well, we don't know tow numbers, and we're not announcing them yet. But is this going to be available with like a gooseneck? Since you got a 6.5 foot bed, that would make it much easier to use with the gooseneck or fifth wheel.
It's not something that Toyota will offer, but I'll say
You'll have
they're-
specs on the capacities.
correct.
Good, 'cause that's what we need to know is how much can I do, and then I'll do it myself.
Yep.
That's cool. And then this has got the Bills, whatever they used to be called Bilsteins. Now they're called, what are they
So
called?
these are still Bilstein.
Oh, those are Bilsteins?
Yep. So these are the Bilstein off-road shocks that come as part of the TRD off-road package.
Okay, and it's almost a 5-link, but I only see one on each side. Is that just one arm controls it, not two?
Correct.
Like a 5, okay. And then you got that rear anti-sway, I think is really good. And a lot of people don't understand that, but you need that. In trucks, when they're empty, they're a beast.
Yeah.
You need to control all the movement
Yep.
you can. You got the air tabs. Where's the air tabs back here? I know, there they are.
There they are.
I found it. You gotta look for them. But that is so cool. So yeah, I see you still got the gas cap where it was, but I saw the interview with your engineer with Andre. Oh, you gotta pull a lever. Or is it just stuck for the fair? So that's what it sounded like. What the engineer was describing was because of the transfer case and everything, running the exhaust out this side, and moving the tank to the other side of the frame, right?
Still here.
It's still here? I thought he talked about moving the tank.
Not that I'm aware of.
I'll be
We can look into
darned.
it for you.
Well,
I guess we could also look.
I can see something down there. Well, that's part of the exhaust. Yeah, I certainly thought that's what he was describing. Well, I can tell by looking at the hose on the filler. Yeah, look at it. It looks like it goes across the breather and the filler hose.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So that means the tank is on the right side. I think that's what those two
Yeah.
going across are.
Makes sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, see, that's how cars are.
Yep.
You know, that was a big Volvo thing. You want, if you had to put gas in a car, you want to be on that side of traffic, on the right side. So that's cool. So that's how they did that, because I thought that they'd move the cap over there too. But yeah, I guess too many truck people like it over here.
That's right.
Oh, it's a gorgeous truck. Now, should we do the engine next or the interior?
Up to you. Where do you want to go?
Let's go with the engine.
All right. Let's see if we can get the.
Yeah, that's probably disconnected too. That's good. So many changes to this Tundra. I think it's really going to be a hit from what I can tell, but I need to drive it. There you go. There's that hybrid. It's got the little blue around the max. Oh yeah, the giant capacitor. Was it that thing called from that one movie, the Flux?
Flux capacitor?
Yeah, is that a flux capacitor?
Not quite. No time travel yet.
Cool.
Maybe a minor change.
It still has a regular battery, right? Is that over there? This is the fuses.
There's a fuse here.
It's got to be somewhere. There's the air breather. Yeah, I see one cable going to it. I'm guessing it's kind of a small battery. Wait a minute, we got two air cleaners? Wow, that's so cool. You got one air cleaner for each turbo. Usually, you know, everybody else does the tubes all over the place. So this does have an intercooler though, right?
Yep. And then
Okay.
the hybrid battery is actually under the rear seat.
Right, right, that makes sense. Dual horns.
It's open. I know it does. We'll get it.
So the intercooler is hiding up here somewhere, huh? Behind the dual fans, or do you know where is it on the other side?
That's a good question.
I like the dual fan idea. Well, you should be able to see the intercooler tubes. They should be running all over the place, in and out of the turbo, but I can't quite see past all the other stuff. Giant fan I see. Now, too, you know, the controversy is the transmission cooler. Probably seen all of our videos on it. And every once in a while somebody will quit doing that, or then they'll quit putting a dipstick on a transmission. You guys have that non-serviceable transmission, as I recall. Is that how this one is too? There's no dipstick? You just wait till the end of time to find out? There's one of these brains over here.
Yeah, we'll have to get back to you on that, but I do not see a dipstick.
Yeah, that would be, and see too, how about the transmission cooler? Do you know, because I know I had a Tacoma a couple weeks ago, and it said it had a transmission cooler on it. Because we've all talked about, all of us journalists have said, well, you know, that's what saves everything when you got all that heat buildup from a transmission, is having that cooler. So we all like the idea of a cooler, but I think all the rest of the manufacturers are just one by one dropping them too. But I hate to see that, because you know, we get hot. You think about Texas, Arizona, all those places, they get really toasty.
Yeah.
And that's how that goes. But I guess we can figure that out if it has, because I would really like to know that. It would be an important thing to have. I mean, maybe not, but so it's not really an LT tire like a light truck. It's more of a P tire, a passenger tire.
Yeah.
Okay, wishbone suspension. You guys call it a double, I guess. I think that's a Honda patent on wishbone suspensions, but I don't care. I mean, I was just wondering, yours has got two arms, right?
That's correct.
And then you've got, you don't have coils on the front, or do you? I guess you got, is it a shock over coil, or is it a separate? Well, it looks like the shock's inside the coil, so it looks like a shock. It's a coil over. Okay. Figured that was what it was. And the frame is better, you know, and this is boxed. The other one was a sheet channel in certain places.
That's correct.
Because I remember when they first came out, you get reinforced every place there was a bend, they plated it and all that stuff. So I was really kind of glad to see the box, because also, you know, a good box, a frame that's stiffer makes it easier to tune the suspension.
That's exactly right.
So
and
that's
it helps with the enhanced torque, right? Helps enable some of that new towing capability. But with some of the new lightweighting technologies and there's a brand new weld process that they use to kind of fuse some of those materials together. So they're actually able to keep some of that weight down while still incorporating the fully boxed frame. Exactly as you mentioned.
Because that's, you know, if you put a gooseneck in there, they plate it around the frame. That's how they attach them. So wow, so that is something else. Yeah, there's that tank I was looking for. Yeah, I think it's a big improvement. And I noticed that with the cross members under that are aluminum on the bed. Is there any aluminum anywhere else on it?
So there are aluminum components throughout the vehicle. You'll notice that in some of the door panels, the bed, as you mentioned, does have aluminum reinforcements that run all the way under.
Yeah, I can see
the
them right
composite. It's kind of a web type pattern.
here. Yeah. Well, that's cool. And that 32-gallon fuel tank. Yeah, so it's a single link in the back, two. No, that's double link, isn't it? It's got two rods on the back, so it is like a 5-link.
Yeah.
So you got the two rods. At least I think that's what that is. That just goes to the front. And so you have all of that. It's cool. So you have a tracking bar in the back. Yeah. So that's the 5-link. Yeah, that makes them 5. Well, that's good. That's good. Good looking wheels. Yeah, let's look at the inside of this puppy. Well, I was going to say too, on your off-road package, I always thought that was a really good value, like on a Tacoma. And we'll talk about that when we get to the TRD Pro. But you know, in the old days, the TRD Pro on a Tundra was mostly decals and maybe some wheels. There was really no performance thing there. And now it's a whole different beast.
Whole different beast.
That's cool. So you're inspired by the TRX and the Raptor, or what inspired you?
We're, you know,
No, you're not a desert runner, but
yeah, exactly. We're trying to improve the TRD Pro. That's our focus.
I think that's good because there's all those features that are on the Tacoma that would really be nice on the Tundra.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're doing that. That's
agree.
exciting. Yeah, that'll help the off-road guys. I'm in Colorado. You know, we off-road a lot.
Yep.
With everything we can find. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go
Check
back
out the
to
interior.
the interior.
Cool. I'll flip around this side. And
Okay. Holy cow, those are big vents.
So
good gosh.
Here it is. Yeah. So, I mean, the entire cockpit, right, has been redesigned. Really focal point on this horizontal area here on the front dash, commanded by the new 14-inch multimedia screen. I think you've seen some of the reveal materials.
Yeah,
we will be
big.
the first Toyota vehicle to feature the new Toyota multimedia system.
Okay.
Much more user-friendly, over-the-air update, standard wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto.
Wow, that's heated and cooled.
So yeah, this 1794 features heated and ventilated both front and rear seats. And this is the new rich cream interior color.
Yeah,
on
looks
these
like
leather
made for a
seats
wide body
material.
like me. I'm a wide body
That's
reporter.
exactly right. So other 1794 interior color will be the brown interior as well, saddle tan that's available.
That's what I'd have
on
to have
today.
because I
Yep.
spill coffee everywhere.
Now these seats were actually equipped with a stain-resistant coating.
Yeah?
To help with not only your jeans, right, rubbing off of them, but coffee spills as well. So it actually
Right.
helps repel some of those stains that you would expect on a seat of this
Well, that's
color.
awesome. That's like the biggest console I've ever seen, like cockpit of an aircraft.
It is. It's some of the cool
Jeepers.
features of this. We got rear wood trim accents. We've got dual armrests for both the driver as well as the passenger.
Yeah.
And they also have, obviously some storage features, but what's really cool is you've got a way to access the center console so that you don't have to lift it up and disrupt or disturb your passenger.
Holy cow,
as
that's
well.
deep way back there.
So very deep,
is this
enough to
slide-
fit
oh, that's just a
a
thing.
Yeti, a Yeti bottle in there if you'd like.
Wow.
Or whatever else. We've got some different options available. There's a safe, optional safe that you could put in there as well.
Well, then what'd you do with the cup holders if you put a safe in there?
Well, you still got a cup holders. You
Oh,
still
you
got
still have
ample.
cup
Yeah,
holders?
you can still
Okay.
put the safe in here and still
Oh,
have plenty
yeah.
of room for your coffee.
Cool, holy cow. You got doors all over the place. What in
We
the
do.
world
So that is the
that?
wireless charger. So that's actually not a door.
Okay.
Vehicles not
Oh,
equipped with that
here.
wireless charger, you'll see a little bit more storage space
Okay,
in
your
there.
phone just lays in there. Okay,
Yep,
that makes sense.
phone lays in there.
That's a good
right
looking
at full
dash.
view. So this has the TRD shift knob on it, and then you can start to see some of the new towing technologies come here in the knob. So you can select your different drive modes. You can engage multi-terrain select and crawl control, which are now available
yeah.
as part of the TRD off-road
That's
packages.
fun. I like crawl control. That is
Or
awesome.
if you're towing, you've got your tow haul hold.
Well, so this has a lot of the things that the TRD Pro has, and just the off-road. So just a few things left to put on that, like the lift and all that.
Yep.
Well, cool.
That's exactly right.
That's awesome. And then is that in the knob that will show you that you have two tow haul modes, right?
Yeah, and
that
so those
in
will
there?
pop up. You'll start to see those both on the multimedia screen, as well as this vehicle has the 12.3-inch full digital display as well.
Well, that's good because they have, you know, a lot of vehicles have a 2-range exhaust brake on the diesels. So having a 2-range tow haul on a gas truck makes a lot of sense. You guys are thinking.
Yep.
You guys, is this aluminum or what is this?
So this is not aluminum. This is just the finish on the material. I will say that you may notice in some of the materials here on the interior, you'll start to see some signs that this is a prototype vehicle.
Oh,
so anything that you see that is shiny plastic is likely not what it will look like in full production.
Okay, okay. And then you got this giant moonroof.
We do. So this is the new panoramic roof. This will be standard to 1794 grade, as well as Platinum and TRD Pro, and then optional on our limited grade. Really nice feature. When you combine that with the full power rear window, very nice open air experience for those who are interested.
So is the cab the same size, or is there more legroom in the back seat?
Yeah,
or?
so there's actually, overall, there's about 3 more inches of interior space.
Oh, cool.
Most of that is coming to the driver.
Oh.
And front passenger.
Okay, so the doors aren't bigger in the second part of the crew cab.
Correct.
Than they were.
Yeah.
Are they a little bigger on the front?
Slightly, not noticeably. You're picking up a little bit of leg room. Is where you mostly start to notice it.
You got plenty of those chute handles. You got to have those
We
for us
do.
old
We
people.
brought those back for the driver as well by popular demand.
Yes. You can never have enough storage, and you can never have enough chute
That's
handles.
exactly right.
Hopefully there's some in the back. Oh yeah, I got to see those screens. I love the window screens. The SUV shouldn't have all the cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll see the rear window screens.
Yeah, and that quickly comes out of there too. You just pull that tab.
Exactly
Awesome.
right. So plenty of power options there in the center console for your passengers.
Awesome.
And then obviously, since this is a hybrid version, you can lift up and access the battery here. On the gas models, this will be under-seat rear storage.
Yeah, that would be good.
With
Will
dividers
it still
built in
have
there
this
as
kind
well.
of a framework, or is it going to be
It
flat?
will. So it's basically, so it'll be, this general structure, and then the interior will be hollow with different dividers built into it for storage.
That's awesome. Holy cow, go in there and check on your hybrid. It's got vented out the side, I see.
Yep.
Wow. Now, I was kind of surprised when you guys put the hybrid in there that you didn't make it so it charged up a house or all that stuff, like what Ford's done. I mean, it will enhance fuel mileage. It will give you a little more power, obviously. So I guess that's all you wanted it to do, and then you want somebody else to go power the house.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we're focused on building our trucks the way our customers use them. And part of that decision stemmed from there. At some point, there's a value for customers as well, and being able to enable some of those generator technologies take a lot of infrastructure expenditure to be able to enable that. And so, again, based on our research, we're focused on designing trucks the way our customers use them.
Well, that's true. They can always go buy a generator to do the house. That's what we've got. We've got 7,200 watt. I did plug the Ford into it and all that, but yeah, and there's a bunch of rules against doing that too. I was surprised when Ford went down to Texas and handed out all those generators. Sure. They told me I couldn't say it did all that because there's a law involved, but I guess they can do it. So anyway, so what's next? We do the TRD Pro?
Yeah, you want to check out the Pro?
Yeah. Man, look at all this. This is that cool, almost like a graphic you put on the plastic. See it on the fender flares. So this is over 80 inches wide, I guess.
Yep, and it comes primarily from the fender flares here, as long as a little bit wider offset on the tires.
Okay, yeah. So the overall is it an inch wider than the Tundra was, or okay? So you got the flare lights, you got all that for the commercial carrier code, and an offset wheel. Basically, it's almost a flat wheel, right? Because they were offset the other way. Cool. Those lights are awesome. Now those vents work, or are they just plastic?
Vents work. Yep.
Really? So there's
cooling.
a hole goes in there to those. Well, you got two air filters. I guess I'll have to look at that. But that's so cool.
Yep, so integrated light bar, LED light bar.
Oh, yeah.
Carry through the TOY, OTA branding, as well as there's actually TRD branding here in the marker lights as well.
Oh, far out. You guys are really into marketing.
Yeah, so you'll notice that this technical camo design on the front over fenders in production, that'll actually be on the front bumper there at the bottom as well.
Oh, that's cool. That's
that design element, is featured on both the exterior and the front and rear bumpers, the front and rear over fenders, as well as on the interior seat material.
That was the rear anti-sway bar bigger on this? It looks big.
It is a little bit beefier.
Bigger on the TRD Pro?
Yep.
Cool.
You get unique hood badging here, as well as the 18-inch TRD BBS forged wheels. That's to allow for obviously greater travel on the off-road.
And it's what, an inch and a half lift?
It's a 1.1 inch lift.
1.1 inch lift. Cool. And it's dual exhaust.
Dual exhaust, yep.
Well, by that by itself should give it a hair bit more horsepower, does it, or does it not?
I think the horsepower numbers will end up being about the same.
About the same. Just sounds cool, huh?
It does sound cool.
Awesome.
If you look on the interior, the interior, again, as I mentioned, the camo, technical camo design, TRD Pro branded seats. You got a unique steering wheel with a center racing stripe. And then the TOY OTA branding there on the dash, and then red leather stitching throughout.
Steering wheel and everywhere else.
And then as we talked about on that 1794, really excited about the multi-terrain select and crawl control that we're bringing over from some of our other Toyota models.
Oh, cool.
To give some more off-road capability for our TRD Pro.
And those aluminum or whatever, the foot feed guess?
Yep.
Is that on all of them? 'Cause I've seen it
those will be featured on standard to TRD Pro, and then available as part of the TRD off-road package on the other models.
Wow. That's cool. This is the ideal journalist truck where you can roll that window down, you can get your camera guy out there and seat belt his leg in, and go to town. Cargo lights and everything.
Cargo lights, so that we get TRD Pro stamped in the tailgate here versus the Tundra on the other grades, and then you'll see that technical camo design carried through to the tailgate as well.
And then there's the Fox shocks.
Yep, and then there's the Fox shocks as well.
Is that like a 3 different valves on there, the 3 reservoirs, just one piggyback reservoir, or does it have some kind of a special, like Fox, does that live valve, they do all kinds of things?
Yeah, it's internal bypass. We can get you specs on the exact mechanics of it.
Cool, so you just got a little bit of homework to do.
Yeah.
And we'll have it done. Well, I may grab one of those girls that can answer a few more questions.
Sure.
I'll leave you alone so you can go jump on the jet.
Thank you.
From Dallas, Texas. Thanks a lot. You're the man. So what is your title? What, you're an engineer or what are you?
I am not an engineer. I'm far from it. I work in the marketing team for Toyota trucks.
Oh, okay. The engineers probably weren't allowed to come out here.
We don't let them out of the engineering building. They got too much work to do.
Well, they can walk there from San Antonio.
That's right.
It's not far off. Well, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
appreciate it. We're going to look at a few more trucks here. What's special about this paint? It sparkles. Is that nail polish like Cadillac or what is it?
This is our new paint color. However, it hasn't been released in the press releases. So that's a TBD paint color.
Okay, yeah, it's got like metal flakes in it or something. Yeah, it's awesome.
Looks really nice in the light here.
Okay, there's a bash plate. It even says TRD Pro. I think I see a little hole there so you can get your oil filter out. That's cool. So it sounds like this, the red anti-sway bar, it looks a little bigger than it is in the past, or maybe than the other ones. I don't know if that's special.
So I will tell you that for the first time, the TRD Pro Tundras are now getting our crawl control, which has been limited to the Tacomas and the 4Runners in the past.
Yeah, I've used that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it is now going to have crawl control, which is basically like a very low-speed cruise control. It is pedal-free, completely pedal-free, so you can get in there and concentrate on just the tricky steering when you're out there riding the trails.
Oh, that really helps the beginners out if all they have to do is hang on to the steering wheel.
All they have to do is point the vehicle in the right direction, and it does all the pedaling for you.
Off-road cruise control.
There you go.
Oh, man, you got a few mud flaps on these things.
There you go.
Too cool. Yeah, I like the graphics for the camouflage.
Yeah, I like that too.
So anyway, it's time to go find my rental car and get back to that airport and fly back to Colorado. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the show. So I'm still confused and in Texas. Next time.